Welcome,
to
everyone.
the Tuesday edition of the Sunday Night Podcast.
It's Thursday.
Yes, it's the Tuesday edition of the Sunday Night Podcast on Thursday.
Mm.
So we're at.
Yeah.
We will be permanently adding a new host. Host Apocalyptical Gamer will now be a permanent host of the Sunday Night Late Live Show featuring me, Grim Monolith, and now also featuring the Post-Apocalyptical Gamer. And Lance will still be around.
Don't worry. I'll get a penny for the stream. I was looking at Social Blade. It was saying like I make between $1 to $120 a month. I wish. And yearly is like $2,200 a year. I'm like, I wish. At the rate it's going, I'll probably make like $10 for the whole month.
You're not gonna make $10.
I'm almost $3 right now.
Well, unfortunately, they don't pay you out until you make 100.
I know. I have still $17 for before they changed the rules on the monetization.
So, here's the big question:
should game be easy if it's too hard for you?
Well, no, we can talk about that after. I think one of the subjects right now that everyone's kind of up in arms about. What the hell happened with Anthem?
It was a crap. It's EA. It's crapshoot.
Well, aside from that, you read the articles, right?
Yeah.
You saw the information. They made the game in 8 months.
Mm-hmm. Because then they did not have any idea what was going on and so on as well.
Post, what's your take of all of this?
It looked too much like a copycat of many different games all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had no choice but to do that because they were given 8 months to redesign it.
Mm-hmm.
EA should know by now that if you rush a game, then it'll be terrible. Look at Fallout 76 and other games.
Even EA game, a lot of EA, about 80% of EA games, it's a crap show because they rushed it, and EA doesn't really care about what content they just come out with. They just want to cash cow as much as possible. That's been their model, and sooner or later is going to bite them in their butt, because I don't really buy EA products anymore. Ever since how they did with Command and Conquer, I don't really buy it. I just buy like a $4 bin at GameStop that's used, but that's pretty much it.
Are you salty over the mobile Command and Conquer?
Well, you'd be salty too.
Well, the games that they do still develop are usually like the ones that take the least amount of effort to create. Like the sports games is just copy and paste within the same engine, and all they do is change the stats and everything for the players.
There was last year people had an uproar because the same game engine.
Mm-hmm.
It was the year before that. And
which game?
Like those FIFA and those football games and the NBA games that EA makes. EA makes more money off of a lot of microtransaction and sports games.
FIFA, yeah. FIFA's a cash cow.
Yeah, and they had a big uproar about it because they use the same game engine from the year before. Usually,
also Madden. They make a ton of money off of Madden.
Mm-hmm. And also in the long run, those games don't, worth anything if I buy it for $1 at GameStop, or you trade it in for pennies.
And games with too much microtransactions is a big turn off to the fan base. Look at Battlefield 2. Or not Battlefield 2, Battlefront 2.
Yeah, and also they did a 1 as well. Also the storyline, they don't let them do the stories that they supposed to progress what the people or fan wants, like Mass Effect Andromeda. That was a horrible game. Oh my god.
What is the storyline for Anthem? What is the storyline?
There's no storyline.
It's a future post-apocalyptic scenario with advanced technologies.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They have a setting for it, but not necessarily a story behind the setting.
Original.
They announced this, 2012 or 2014, I believe, of Anthem. And then, they start kicking gear production in 2018. And it's like you had all these, and there's a lot of times in 2012 or 2014, between 2018, a lot of no one wants to lead this project or move this project to a direction that, BioWare used to make very good games. I mean, I remember they make very good story,
games,
very good graphical games, all that stuff, and EA just killed that. EA killed Dead Space. EA killed Mass Effect. I'm surprised Dragon Age 3 was okay. It wasn't good, but it was okay. But I think the new Dragon Age is going to die. They killed Command & Conquer off.
Did you like Dragon Age Inquisition?
It's okay. Yeah, I like it, but I like 2 better.
It goes to show how much EA is trying to please a smaller minority of the fan base, like the SJWs and the politically correct people.
Well, they have no choice. It's EA. EA is the ones pulling the string.
I mean,
exactly. Like if you look at Inquisition, I'm sorry, a lot of the romanceable characters are like extremely hideous looking, and they restrict some relationships to being only homosexual or restricted to certain races that they're attracted to.
Well, Mass Effect's the same thing with interrelation as well. Also, several BioWare games was like that, like Neverwinter Nights and so on.
Neverwinter Nights didn't have that problem.
I think 2 did.
No, it didn't.
No, well, I know one of the BioWare game has it, of having a relationship.
Neverwinter Nights 2 wasn't BioWare, by the way, it was Obsidian.
Oh, okay. I know BioWare has some of those. I don't know which one. They made so many.
And with Mass Effect Andromeda, it sort of contradicted their purpose. Like they're trying to make it so that a person is okay being with another person, correct? And one of the things that they were trying to do is that love is not, based off of looks and everything. If they made their main character good looking and one of the aliens was romanceable, I forget his name. He had like this hood looking thing in Andromeda.
Is that the engineering bay?
Yeah, the engineering bay guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hideous. If they made the main character good looking and had him, romance him, then it shows a like really good moral there. But if they're both hideous, then what's the point?
Kind of like a little Beauty and the Beast, right?
I didn't really care.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
I didn't really care much for the romance. I care more about the story and the gameplay. It's just.
So EA is not just driven by SJW content.
No, they just want money.
Yeah, exactly. As you were saying earlier about the microtransactions, Lance, a lot of what drives EA and Activision and companies like Square Enix as well, is microtransactions. You look at the bottom line for EA, for Activision, for Square Enix. I'm sure there's a bunch of other companies I'm not even mentioning. If you look at their bottom line, huge amount of the money they pull in is based on microtransactions and loot boxes. It's about money, and there's a lot of people right now that are worried that getting to the subject of loot boxes and microtransactions. A lot of people are worried that Borderlands 3, by the way, which is already making waves because of the Epic
I just
Game
saw
Store
that
stuff. But that aside, there's a lot of people already worried that the game might turn into something that's going to be pay to win, right? Where Borderlands, the other Borderlands 1, 2, and the prequel, those weren't pay to win. They weren't based on microtransactions. Everything you needed in the game was there. It was all there.
Well, they won't be able to get a lot of the Europe base because they banned loot box, but microtransaction is still there.
They don't necessarily have to do loot boxes for Borderlands 3. They can do, overpriced, maliciously priced DLC packages or in-game currency.
Hey, Boncat.
kind of like what's going on with, Elder Scrolls Blades, right? That's like predatory monetization. It's not You're not loot boxing it, but it's predatory monetization. The loot boxes themselves are in the game.
Yeah.
You're not outright paying in say, for example, the Elder Scrolls Blades game. The loot boxes, you're not paying for them directly. The loot boxes are the chests that are in the game, and to get the chests that are in the game, you have to use gems or gold. And to get more gems or gold, you can either grind, 5,000 hours, or you can just spend $100. So, that in my mind is predatory. I don't think that's fair. I'm a person. I don't mind spending $20 on a DLC package for The Witcher or for Skyrim, or just recently the add-on content for Nier Automata I think was reasonably priced and reasonably released. I think they did a good job with that. Or even the content for Final Fantasy 15, right? It's you can simply buy the season pass or buy the Royal Edition, and it's a little extra money if you want the season pass. So I suggest anyone looking to pick it up now get the Royal Edition because it has a free season pass in it. But you get that, and it's got all the content and all the content that's going to come out.
That's a new DLC.
Yes, the season pass that's in the Royal Edition includes all content that has been released and is going to be released. That's what
I
the Royal
didn't get it.
Well, the Royal Edition comes with a code for a season.
No, I put the code in last year, and I had to buy it.
I think it was just for the wave for season 1 DLC.
Well, no, I just recently bought the Royal Edition, and I inputted my season passes for all content. So all content. So you need to go back and revisit that, Lance, and figure out.
I already bought it. It's like $6.
Oh, right. It's like $6. But is the Royal Edition the version you have?
Yeah, I have the regular one that first came out, and then the Royal Edition to get all the DLC because it was $20 at Best Buy.
Well, the Royal Edition only went down to $20 like 2 months ago or a month ago.
No, it was $20 for a while.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take your word on it. On price charts I look at, it looks like it only went down recently, but I'll take your word on it. Okay, yeah. I'll take your word on it.
Yeah. It's been.
But my point is this: it's that's not, and Square Enix is someone who practices predatory monetization and loot boxing in their mobile games.
Mm-hmm.
So they're definitely not a company that is as innocent by any means. They don't do it to every game. They don't do it to every game. They didn't do it to Dragon Quest. They didn't do it.
I think they only do it free. They only do like free to play games, right?
The freemium games, sure.
Yeah. Sure.
So, I mean, it is the way it is. But we all know that EA and Activision, they're solely they're bound by their investors. They're bound by the shareholders. So their money. We were talking about it before. I mean, the bulk of their money is coming in on microtransactions from FIFA and Madden, which is pretty pathetic.
Sooner or later, it's gonna bite them in the butt because the UK economy is gonna go down a bit. Then our economy is pretty much going a little bit down as well. I don't know if you saw this story, but this just happened, and it does involve Square Enix. Yeah, it'll be a point that people can't buy it, and that's when they stop microtransaction. Only way microtransaction will stop if no one buys it. It's like, why do you need to buy a $2 shirt for a microtransaction? Why do you need a $2 shirt? It's look, so I don't have as big of a problem with buying like the cosmetic stuff. Yeah, I don't have as big of a problem with that, but. So I do because back then everything was in one game, everything was on one DLC. I just don't. Sure, but I just don't want to see predatory monetization or pay. I don't want to see pay to win, and I don't want to see loot boxes. So this just happened with Square Enix. Okay, let me read you a headline.
Game addict arrested after making insane threat to Square Enix.
Yeah, I heard. I saw it. Because they spent what, $2,000 US
Where did you see
dollars.
that? Because it wasn't widely reported. I'm just wondering where you saw it.
I saw it on. Rich made a video of it, and I went to the article for it.
Oh, Rich, I'm not sure who Rich is, but I'll pass on that. So I know who Rich is. Yeah. Rich, as in
I just shoot
anyway, it's gotcha addict, and you know what gotcha balls are, right?
Yeah, I know. We got a couple.
Yeah, you used to get them. They used to be physical things that you got out of vending machines.
100 yenis to 500 yenis to get a random ball.
Well, they sell them in the United States. They were all the comic book stores in the area that I'm in, or all the pop culture stores up until recently. I don't know, maybe the last couple of years.
Japanese products better.
But they had them all over where I live, gotcha machines. But yeah,
there's whole stores full of just those machines in Japan.
Oh yeah, I went to one.
But Square Enix has, of course, made them digital, so it's all digital now. And someone spent $2,000+ trying to get one particular digital item, and after he spent all that money, he didn't even get the item, and he was so angry he started throwing threats at Square Enix. Not that threats, according to the article, Square Enix has had a lot of threats thrown at it. I'm sure a lot of these companies have legalized gambling involved in them. But this one just happened to be one that made the news. So I just think it's interesting. I mean, it shows you. Look, it's not just to protect. Gambling laws are not just to protect children. In fact, I think that protecting children is less of a concern, because I think children have less access to gambling. Okay, we need laws that protect vulnerable adults, and let me tell you something. That's the majority of adults.
Remember, guys, if you guys don't, let me add this. Remember, guys, if you're old enough and you have that addiction, just go to Vegas and never come back. Don't ever come out of Vegas.
Or you're gonna have to live in a tent because you're gonna lose all your money in Vegas.
Stay in Vegas.
I'm surprised there aren't tent cities down in Vegas. Tent cities with all the people that lost all their money and can't get home and like gambled away even their return plane ticket.
Or their house.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not like refugee camps down in the desert down there in Vegas.
No, after they go on so much debt, they just file bankrupt and stuff, and they just become homeless.
That's true.
But other than that, it's like
Jonathan. I should say, Mr. Apocalyptic Gamer. What do you think about all this? I mean,
I believe that the EU's reasoning for banning such things is perfectly legitimate. I think that microtransactions that have randomized loot boxing should be restricted and taken out of games that are easily accessed by children.
Sure, and I agree with that about the sentiment, or about saying that children shouldn't have easy access to these things. But I think overall, though, there's a major concern, and the major concern isn't even children. It's vulnerable adults that have addictive personalities, and there's a lot of us out there.
Yes, Graham. You need help.
And yes, but also
a child spending all of their money sucks, but usually doesn't lead to them being homeless or not paying their bills because they don't have bills to pay. These adults, and they're adults, so they should know better. People don't know better. That's the problem.
Yes, but the fact that the children get access to it also later develops an addictive personality.
So, Graham, we gotta confront you with that magic card collection that you've been having so far. And we know World Spark is coming up. We need to hold down on buying some more cards.
There's a difference between buying something as something that you love as an investment, and just hoarding something or being addicted to something. And a lot of the magic cards I have are like an investment. They're like investing in a product or investing in a game. So there's value, and yes, you can take it. It can go out of proportion. Like I remember reading stories about all the people that went crazy over Beanie Babies, and I kind of remember it. I mean, I was in college when
they're worthless now.
completely
That's not
worthless.
true.
Yeah.
Some of them are very, expensive. Like the Princess Diana exclusive one.
Well, yeah, it's one of the historical events.
True. And keep in mind, I encounter people all the time, especially when I have the store. People that thought TY was out of business or gone or something, and well, that can't be further from the truth. TY, the company that made Beanie Babies, is doing quite well today. In fact, they make tons of stuffed animals and things of that nature, and you can go. I mean, Toys R Us sold a lot of TY stuff. You can get a lot of TY stuff offline. They make a lot of toys. They make a lot of toys, a lot of stuffed animal toys, stuff like that. TY is not gone. They just the Beanie Baby craze passed, but TY is still going strong.
They still make Beanie Babies here and there.
They do. They still produce Beanie Babies, and they produce
tons of other like events and stuff.
It's just, to me, I never saw any value in it. But like all my once September hits, like I'm selling pretty much all my old Magic cards because, I'm not gonna die with them. I'd be a good Tinder fire, but other than that, I'm just gonna sell it all, use that money and put it on something else.
If you sell off all your Magic cards, then you actually face a problem going to the future that you might not anticipate right now. And that problem is that
it might go up. Yeah.
No, it's not even that. In the future, I still think they're going to be worthless eventually. But this is why. In the future, when civilization kind of collapses and there's no more electricity, your computers and your consoles and your video games will be meaningless, right? So the only games we're going to have are tabletop-based games. Yeah. And you get all your Magic cards, you're not going to be able to reclaim them. You're going to have nothing to play. And, me and Post, we're going to be sitting in the shelter, playing Magic, having all sorts of fun, making thousands of different decks, going back and forth, Commander, and you're going to say, hey, guys, why aren't you letting me play? And we're going to say, because you got rid of your Magic cards, you fool.
Grip,
back in the corner.
Grip, remember, you have 2 engineers in this podcast, and we could probably make a bicycle generator. And have you pedal with it with a fishing pole with a donut in the other end, and you pedaling your life away.
Do you have any idea how easy it is to make a pylon?
Yeah. It's like, there's other ways we could generate electricities. It's like not that hard. But other than that, it's like also we just need a whole bunch of copper wires and
that's easy.
Yeah.
If it's the apocalypse, then we're pretty much free salvage everywhere.
Yeah, it's basically going to some abandoned house and pull out all the copper wires I can.
I don't know if I'd want to live in the South in the apocalypse, simply because you're kind of in Hurricane Alley. So I'd want to get out of Hurricane Alley.
Oh, don't worry. I'm like basically away from. I'm not even Hurricane Alley. I'm like all the way towards like the north corner of South Carolina, the west corner of it.
I guess it would be easier to live in a tempered, warmer climate.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have to worry about producing heat.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm at, all I need to go is go to the mountains.
Mm-hmm. The hurricane basically goes by the lining of the bay shore. Last year they went a little bit inward and went up, but I only just lost half my furniture because I was dumb enough not to put in a storage unit.
Yeah. Well, hey, it happens. It wasn't your fault. You got put in a compromised situation, and you were just making the best of your situation. Unfortunately, that hurricane hit and it, destroyed a bunch of your stuff.
Yep.
Nothing you could have done. You shouldn't regret or think I screwed up.
Stuff is replaceable. Lives aren't.
Well, not everything's replaceable, but you're right. Lives are definitely not replaceable.
A Grim is replaceable.
Oh, there's already like 7 of me. I mean,
I can see it right now. When the apocalypse hits, Lance will have a whole storage locker or a basement full of magazines. Because he won't have his videos anymore.
Oh yeah. Actually,
he won't have his full hard drive saved.
Actually, I have several terabytes of external hard drive in a bags and stuff. I have stuff ready for the apocalypse. I have like all my Dungeons and Dragons book, and I'm always get 2 copies of everything. Even on video games, I always get 2 copies of it, and I always put the one that's like sealed and put it in a place that won't get damaged at all.
Well, now we know why you complain you never have any money.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's kind of excessive, don't you think?
That's why I'm funneling money out of your account.
You know, speaking on that, right? Subtract taking 2 from 0 is still 0.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're trying to subtract $10 from my account and there's 0 in my account, you're still going to get 0.
Oh, that's what you think.
Well,
next thing you know, you pull out your credit card bill from PayPal. I was like, how did it get extended? How did it got these charges?
All right,
you have overdraft protection on your account.
All right, Mr. Elon Musk. Elon Musk here figures out a way to take money from 0.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Let's behave.
Also,
I thought Ashley was sick.
She is. She's on the couch laying down. She doesn't want to be trapped in the bedroom, so she's on the couch laying down. Remember, the couch is a futon.
You want to know why it's always beneficial to hire lazy people in your company?
So Graham could take all my money?
No, because the fact that they're so lazy, they will figure out a shortcut to everything.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it comes to technology.
Not with aircrafts. With aircrafts. I'll make sure.
I think Boeing was a little lazy on their last stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, like
update to the 737 MAX 8.
No, I mean, like refueling and maintaining the aircraft. I told you stories. One guy almost got crushed between a landing gear. Climb up and pull his ass out because he put. Instead of reading that, we have a technical order manual. You're supposed to follow that by law. That is your life. You follow it by the point. If you don't, bad stuff will happen. So it's supposed to have this main landing gear 120 psi, and I'm like, why is that main landing gear going up so far in? On this 240, pulled him out, and I yanked the high psi valve, and so that you won't damage a $1 billion plane at the same time. All you gotta do is replace a small valve.
You saved the guy's life, so you did a good job, right? You saved his life, right?
He hoped he died after. Hoped he died because me, couple of staff sergeants and tech sergeant and master sergeant and commander. Woo, he did not have a good few years.
Well, here's an example that I was trying to say.
Lived. That's all I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he lived.
Have you heard the story years ago about the guy from Ford that invented the all-water fueled engine?
Yeah, there's all the conspiracy theories going around that his life was threatened, so he disappeared.
Yeah, well, like people like him. Even today, there's also hybrid petroleum engines, even though that they're illegal by the government. Stuff like that.
So an engine like that being illegal, tell me, what reason are they giving for it being illegal? Are they saying like it's too dangerous, it's too explosive,
It's not too dangerous and not too explosive. It's the fact that they choose not to regulate it. And the reason why the government doesn't want to regulate it is it will cripple the economy for all the, manufacturers in America.
Sure, we know the real reason. I'm looking for what's the smoke and mirrors? What's the smoke and mirrors that they're using to tell us why we can't have this? We know it's lies. We know it's smoke and mirrors, and I understand the truth behind it. But I'm always wondering and looking for what's the lie that they're using? You know, it's interesting trying to figure out, what's behind the lie, what's the smoke and mirrors.
Money.
There's also a legal loophole to it too. Like if you look on YouTube or something, I might send you a link to one video if I find it again. But there's people out there that do it themselves, kind of ghetto raking it. They put hose inside their fuel tanks and stuff like that, and have the jars in their back seats of their car. And the purpose for it is it's mixing up the hydrogen from the water with the already existing fuel in the engine to make better fuel economy and stuff. And whenever they get caught, all they need to do is take the hose out of their fuel tank and just say, "Oh, this is a regular gas engine right here."
Yeah, but they don't want that to be a thing.
Well, sooner or later it's gonna be regulated, because science says we have like 10 more years left until it's not reversible for the climate change.
It's already reversing.
Yeah.
Like
I'm sorry, just go into more into that because it's interesting.
Like for example, remember when aerosol cans in the early 1900s caused the hole in the ozone layer? Yeah. There's the hole in the ozone layer is already showing signs of it closing every year.
I just want to mention, and I know just from talking to friends at school, at the university, it's very much prepared itself. It's on its way to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So the hole in the ozone layer is certainly not a concern anymore. Yeah, which, by the way, not really a topic for what we're going over. The whole thing about global warming and us destroying the repairs itself pretty fast and pretty effectively. So I don't think it's imminent doom. I think that if we reverse our ways and we go towards a more green future, even if it's not right away, but it happens little by little over time, I think the Earth is going to be just fine. I think we do need to go towards this direction.
Yeah, the Earth will be fine.
We do need to go towards this direction, and we do need to become more environmentally friendly. We do need to stop doing a lot of stuff we're doing. We do need to get rid of combustion, and we need to replace fossil fuels, and we need to do all of this.
Yeah.
But I don't like it when people misrepresent it in a way that it's all doomsday. We're dead in 12 years.
No,
you know who I'm talking. Without naming any Democrats. But anyway, without naming anyone, there's people that are super alarmists, and I say we need to ring an alarm, but just ding 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 ding, make everyone aware of it, and let's start slowly pushing policy. Let's start changing people's minds and how they
all that trash in the ocean too.
Yeah, let's start cleaning the trash in the ocean. We can do it over time. Anyway, I just want to say we can do it over time. We can get it done, and we can become environmentally friendly and have better power sources and everything like that.
But Grib, don't you want an island of your own?
I'd love an island of my own.
There's an island of trash.
I'll take the island of trash as long as you clean a spot for my house. Hey guys, I need to ask. I'm going to throw this question out. Do either of you want an easy button for your video games?
No.
No.
Tell me why then. And let's talk about the Sekiro game being criticized because apparently it's too hard for some people.
Well, tough luck. Video games been hard since it first came out. And you just keep playing it for hours and hours upon a time. Yes, true, not a lot of people have that type of hours for it, to play for it. But, guess what? If we have the chance of time to play it, it's rewarding towards the end. For example, I played, like the last mission of the StarCraft one and the last mission StarCraft 2 are like one of the hardest ones. You will die so many times. You spend hours upon hours trying to figure out and strategize what you need to do, and where if I have to expand my base or not, and basically, you know, finish the game. Usually, you know, a lot of times like Dark Souls is hard. I know. Bloodborne is hard. I have all the games for it. I tried a little bit of it. One day I might play it through. The only way I can probably beat a lot of these bosses, I watch people like beat these bosses, how they beat it. But other than that, it's like, you know, you don't really need it. You don't. You know, it's basically, if the creator made this game hard, they made this game hard for a reason. And they also let you guys know in reviews and stuff, this is a unforgiven game. So
let me kind of sum up my thoughts about your thoughts. So basically what you're telling me is you believe that how hard the game is actually part of the narrative of the game and part of telling the story of the game. And that there's some developers that believe if you put an easy mode in the game, that they're not actually telling you the story that they want to tell you, because how hard the game is actually part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, putting an easy mode in the game is not something they're looking to do, because it's not the narrative they're telling.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like taking, I don't know, Mega Man 11 and giving it a noob mode, which Mega Man 11 does have a noob mode. The first hardness on that game is so easy, it's ridiculous. But there's some
Mega Man X2.
Yeah, because I'm currently playing Mega Man X2 on the Xbox One X, and it's a pretty tough game. But you know what? I keep trying. I die. I don't get frustrated. I understand that's what it is.
Wait till you get to X4, Graham.
X4 is easy.
Is X4 easy? I haven't gotten up to X4.
It's easy.
I blew through X1. X1 was I did that last night. X1 was nothing.
Yeah.
So I'll see. X2 is posing a little more of a problem.
X2 is the hardest of all the Mega Man, in my opinion. X2 is hardest out of all the Mega Man X
series. Was it X5 or X6 that had the timer for the different ending?
That was X.
I'm not
that
sure,
was
but
X6.
it's definitely the PlayStation ones. X6. So that was on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why X4 was going to be harder is when it first came out, it was fine, but when they ported over to the newer game or consoles and stuff like that, they sort of messed it up a little bit. So mechanically, it's harder than before, but overall, the game itself is easy.
Yeah. The reason why X2 is a lot harder is a hell of a lot faster pace. It's a hell of a lot faster pace.
X2 is definitely a lot faster than X1.
Yeah.
And I'm liking X2 a lot more than X1. But, you know, just kind of a...
Do you find all the zero parts?
Yeah, I'm looking for them now.
Yeah, and you're gonna be having a lovely time getting one of the level up. Forgot the energy tank. It's a biker thing, so you're gonna be missing a lot to get that. You'll be forgetting it.
I have everything written down that I need to do, so you don't worry about it. I will get through X2. So, Post, do you need an easy button?
No, I think games today are way easier than they were in like the 90s or 80s. Like games when I was a kid, like my younger years and stuff, you can't really look on the internet for strategy and stuff like that. The only way you can get any outside help was buying like Game Informers and stuff like that tell you all the secrets in the book. And it felt a lot better back in those days when you found something yourself that was a secret.
That's true.
Ashley,
but,
can you check up Topos? You need something on the ground.
Combat-wise, that's the big complaint about this game. Combat-wise, that there should have been a mode that, I don't know, that they did less damage, or they have less hit points, or...
There's different class. Wherever class you pick, if you pick a knight, I believe it's a knight or a paladin, he's going to be very clunky and heavy. He's not going to have much mobility. He can take a lot of hit, but, if you pick like a rogue or a thief, I forget what the class is on the Dark Souls series, they'll have more ability to move around. It's depending on what class you pick in, and also what stats you pick in as well. That's the
It
main
depends
thing.
on which Dark Souls because they changed the classes in the later Dark Souls.
I only played one, so.
Like games like Dark Souls where you create a character and you choose a class and stuff like that. It's you have to create a character first and figure out the play style for each of them before choosing one to move forward with the game. You know, like if you're a strength-based character, a knight or a warrior would be a better choice for you because of what the character starts out with and the stats and everything. You know, like, and there's so much versatility towards all of them. Like, you can be a high strength, great sword player. You have these giant two-handed swords. You're low in stamina and stuff. You swing once or twice, then you cream like small mobs and stuff like that. Or you can have high stamina, light armor, like a rogue, like Lance was just saying. Some Dark Souls games are better with dual wielding than others. The first game, there's literally no dual wielding at all. The second game was the one that introduced it, and you really have to time out all the enemies that you're facing with those type of classes.
It's just one of those things that people's gonna we're gonna have people complaining about it. But you know what? It's like if you can't handle this game, watch someone play it, or basically play something else.
The only game out of the Soul series that really made me angry was Bloodborne, because it wasn't the game itself that made me angry. It's the fact that they put a FPS lock in the game at 20 to 25 FPS. So every second or two, you notice a little screen tear and freezing, and that aesthetically, it annoys me. I prefer a game that's a lot smoother, especially with a game that's highly difficult and every frame matters, like the Soul series.
Well, Square. Who made Bloodborne? Who made Bloodborne?
FromSoft.
Tell them to put it on Xbox.
Bloodborne is on Xbox.
Is it?
On every platform.
Get it for Xbox One X. So there you go.
It was a timed exclusive when it first came out. It was for the PS4, but after 6 to 8 months, it went on to the Xbox.
Yeah, I have it for the PlayStation 4 and all the Blood Soul series on the PlayStation 3.
Bloodborne. Wait a second. I'm supposed to be getting a copy of Bloodborne.
Yeah, I'll be mailing it to you at the end of this month. I already used the shipping money to buy myself some KFC.
I see.
Yeah, and it was a delicious KFC from Grubhub.
I'm very excited for the new game Sekiro.
I want to get it, but I can't afford it.
It's way harder than any of the Soul series.
I want to get it. Ashley wants to play it too, but I know she's going to quit, and I got to beat it for her. That's like every game so far now. I think it's the last topic, I believe, and I gotta take a nap for Minecraft. Borderlands 3. Epic's exclusive.
Timed exclusive.
Timed exclusive, yeah. And the pre-order's already out on GameStop. There's a diamond box edition for $250.
I'm gonna wait a year for it.
Look,
and it's on Steam.
Yeah.
If a game we can't have monopolies. First and foremost, the best digital platform out there, the best digital distribution platform in existence by far is GOG.com, because everything is DRM free on there. But because of that, a lot of companies don't want to go to them because they don't want to offer the game DRM free. Everyone's worried about why buy a game digitally? I could lose it. They could take it offline. I could lose access to my account. Well, GOG gives you the option of downloading the install file, basically the ISO to the game and all of the patches, which will take you forever. And then you never need to connect back to GOG or GOG Galaxy, which is their client.
So does Steam.
Steam does not allow you. They are not DRM free.
You go to properties of the game.
And you get the serial key.
You get the key, but if the game goes offline, you don't have the files of the game. So having a key but not having access to the game doesn't mean you have access to the game.
Yeah, it's BitTorrent. Put the key in.
I guess you could do that.
Technically, you own it because you have the serial key. You just need to file out the game.
Well, no, you have a license for it. Technically, you don't own it.
And plus, if Steam goes offline and everything else, basically
we
have an offline mode. You can still play the game. Yeah.
There are games. Hold on, guys. There are games on Steam that require you to be online. I know that there's a lot of games on Steam that don't require you to be connected to the internet, but it is not true to say that there aren't games on Steam that require you to be connected to the internet, because there are. There are plenty of them. On GOG, none of their games require you to be connected to the internet.
Actually, yes.
None of them. Yes.
Please resort to the graph that I just posted on Lance's Discord.
I don't have Discord open. What's the graph?
I can put it up.
It shows the differences between Epic and Steam does support DRM free support.
Send it to me.
Okay, so I'm not saying that Steam doesn't support DRM free, but their site is not DRM free only. So you're misunderstanding me. I know that there are DRM free stuff on Steam.
Yeah, not everything is DRM.
But not everything. In fact, most things on Steam are not DRM free.
Most things are not. A lot of stuff are like MMORPG games, and I believe a lot of the multiplayer games aren't DRM free. A lot of single player games are.
Some of them are, but things like Devil May Cry, which or Resident Evil 2, are not DRM free, because I have Resident Evil 2 on Steam. It's not DRM free.
I have it on the console.
Yeah, you have it on the console, so I understand it, but it's not DRM free. Every single thing that's on GOG, every single game is DRM free. You can download the files and the patches.
But
from GOG
for Diablo 1 to play multiplayer, we gotta do old school style LAN cabling.
Right, I know that. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out, that GOG is by far the superior platform to all of them, except, they don't have the same size library, because they never will, because a lot of these companies will never want to go, are never going to go DRM free. They're just not going to do it.
Well, don't worry.
Back to what I was back to about Epic.
Don't worry, in a few years, everything will be digitalized, streaming service, you name it. You'll never own it ever again. Give me your money monthly, please.
Maybe in 2030, maybe. But that's not the point of the conversation. That's a whole other topic. We can talk about before, and we can talk about again in another podcast. But the point being, we're talking about Epic here, right? So Epic, I'm not against competition, and I know that Steam was very much a monopoly for a long time, and there's a lot of them out today, right? There's Origin, Ubisoft, Bethesda has their own. You can go down the list. There's a lot of these services. My problem is when a game company says, "Hey, we're going to release on Steam," and then suddenly changes their mind after people have actually pre-ordered on Steam. This has happened with Outworld, and then Metro some weeks ago, Metro Exodus, and now Outworld. Outworld was announced that it was going to be on Steam. It was even advertised with a Steam logo on it. People pre-ordered it on Steam, and yes, the people who pre-ordered it on Steam are still going to get their copy, but you can't continue to pre-order on it. And it went to an Epic Game exclusive. I think that's interference.
Is Epic paying these people to be time exclusive?
Yes, Epic is paying them. Epic is paying them and giving them, probably a better deal on the cut.
Epic is 15% cut, and Steam is 20 to 25%.
Yeah, but it's like
Steam starts at 30, and then they go down.
That's for the indie developers that choose to go, what's the word? Premium.
Yeah, and you know how Bethesda Bethesda, they've had some screw ups, the microtransactions with Blades, the Fallout 76 fiasco, but they're like a give and take company. Some things they do are good, some things they do are bad. It's as opposed to a company like EA, which everything they do is just freaking bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Bethesda announced, they came out and said, hey, and remember, Bethesda has their own
on Steam. Screw
yeah.
Epic.
Yeah, that's basically what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Bethesda, which has their own launcher, and you can still buy their games on their launcher, which is a pretty crappy launcher.
Yeah, you can get Fallout 76 finally on the Steam.
Yeah, they turned around and said, we're putting all this stuff on Steam. All of our games coming out, and here's some of the old games, all going on Steam. And they said it in such a way that, if you read between the lines, they're giving the finger to Epic. Mm-hmm. That's what Bethesda's doing. Mm-hmm. They're saying, heck you, Epic. We want you to fail. And that's what Bethesda did. Bethesda drew their line in the sand, and that line is with Steam. And that stuff happens. That's just business.
But not only
Look,
that,
Epic is inferior. I just want to say my last point here. Epic is an inferior platform, and that's my problem with it. No user reviews. Just without going down the list, it's just not user friendly, and it doesn't have the functionality that Steam has. That's
yeah, it's not only that. It's just that I don't believe the CEO basically talked down on the consumer, and and basically he's just like talking crap. He's like, the consumer don't matter. It's about who publishes more on the store and stuff like that. It's like,
well, yeah,
who the hell is buying your games then?
We talked about that on Sunday. Where what did we say? We were talking about how the man is just he's on an ego trip.
Yeah, it's basically
he talks about the race. He talks about the digital game market like he's already won the digital game market. He's out there talking about it. The things he says are things from someone who believes they already won a war that they haven't even fought yet.
Yeah.
He's egotistical, and you know what? His faith in his company will be his undoing.
You know what I do at Epic Game Store? I just download his monthly free games. That's all I do.
I haven't even done that. So
I just take his free games. That's all I do. I don't buy anything on Epic.
I'm sorry. I just rambled on. Hey, Jonathan, why don't you throw in your 2 cents?
Yeah, it's just what you said. It does at launch. It does not have as many features as Steam does. There's no third-party key support, no account sharing, no achievements, no big picture / TV mode for all those couch players and stuff, no broadcasting, no cloud saves, no curation, no gifting, no groups, no inventory support, library sorting, and it doesn't even support Linux. It only supports Mac OS X.
Seriously lacking in features.
Yeah. No loyalty program, no marketplace, item trading, no mod distribution, no offline play, all that stuff.
Hey, Don Phoenix is on. Hey, Don Phoenix. I'm going to be talking to a friend from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. Hey, that's not a problem. Boncat. Yeah.
Hey, Don Phoenix, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, it's
going well.
Yeah, it's just Epic. I don't know. I mean, I can see that. I can see that whole company going down under in the probably few years.
Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna throw this out there too, right? If someone wants to go exclusive to Epic, then they're gonna go exclusive to Epic. It's okay, but not when you promised your game to be out on another platform. Say, I was talking about with Outer World, how it was promised to be on Steam. It was pre-ordered on Steam. Metro Exodus was promised to be on Steam. They did pre-orders on Steam. And then they rip it out, they pull it. And I know they're honoring previous pre-orders. I'm not saying they aren't. But just to rip it out. And, what was the game that was Kickstarted that did that?
I don't know.
Can you guys see my screen?
Only your picture on your screen.
Okay. I'm just showing off this graph.
Oh, you put on Discord?
No, on the Hangouts.
Yeah, I got a Discord thing. I got it right here on Discord. Now it's on stream. So, yeah.
And Epic has no
DMC5, that's good.
Games, right? Epic has zero support for DRM free. Steam has some support, and then of course, like I said, GOG is completely and totally DRM free, but Epic's not supporting it at all. Epic is just not user or consumer friendly, and this is my problem. And we have YouTubers out there that are like, "Oh my God, people are such crybabies because Epic Game exclusives." No, there's a reason why people are acting like that. I'm sorry. All you YouTubers out there that are talking about it like that, you all are wrong. There's a reason why people are angry. This isn't just some outrage thing. It's because it's a featureless void, okay, that's ripping things, ripping exclusives from other platforms that were promised to those platforms, away from those platforms, where, these companies said, we promise it's going to be on Steam. It's going to be on Steam. And so, nope, we're going to Epic. Sorry, everyone. Heck you. That's where the problem lies. It's not a fair playing field. It's not fair to do that.
For me,
and we have what one of the people behind, I forget his name, but one of the guys behind the Epic Game Store said at GDC, he said, "Oh, we need to do better. We're not going to do that. We're not going to let that happen again. We're not going to let exclusives be pulled like that." Meaning that he was acknowledging that he felt that the thing with Metro Exodus was a fiasco, and he said, "I recognize that people are upset, and it's not something we're going to be looking to do in the future going forward. We're not going to interfere with games that are promised on Steam and try to pull them to be an exclusive game on Epic Game Store." And he said that, but yet they've still gone out and did it since. So he basically lied.
Yeah.
Or just trying to save face at the time, And Epic has come out and said, "Oh, hey, the future of the store isn't necessarily going to depend upon having exclusive content anyway, whatever that means. We don't even know what that means."
Hey, Graham.
Yep.
John Phoenix says, "But they are Graham with a laughing face." Bondcat, that's fine. Hey, Geo plays. For me, it's like I really don't care as much as a lot of people do. It was just.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's saying, but they.
I think that he was talking about the company promises this and that because money is the main factor that drives.
I mean, they're all promises. It's not like anything that Epic said is written in stone or legal. Yeah. So even though he says, "Oh, hey, we're not going to interfere going forward. We're not going to interfere with games that were going to Steam anymore," which they didn't keep that promise. But it wasn't like it was legally bound, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But they should have went by it. Because they look terrible, and Epic can, people can say, "Oh, hey, boo-hoo to all the people out there that you don't like Epic, too bad." But let me tell you something, Epic doesn't look good. They don't look good in the eyes of a lot of gamers, and they don't look good in the eyes of the industry. Yeah. Right now, they look like the bad guy, and there's a reason for it. It's not outrage culture. It's not boo-hoo culture.
Isn't the games coming out of the console anyways?
Is what?
There's a game coming out on the console anyways.
Which one?
Outland?
Borderlands. Are you talking about Borderlands 3? Borderlands 3 is also coming out for the consoles, by the way, which I would be buying for Xbox One X.
Yeah.
I'll be getting Borderlands 3 for the Xbox One X.
Yeah, I saw Boogie did a like a pre-order for it and stuff.
But I will be not getting it on the PC because I will not be purchasing from Epic. That's just my choice. And I don't want the Epic Store to fail. I want the Epic Store to be better. I want them to do better. Competition is good, but I want to be able to see games available on multiple platforms, and competition is healthy, and I want Epic to do better. I want them to develop more user-friendly features for their site.
Well, if you talk about we also got to think about Xbox and the PlayStation exclusivity as well, too. Don't forget that. But let's jump this. As I'm not gonna. I don't buy. I think we should just wait about a couple months to see the review of the game, how it runs on everything.
Well, by 6 months, you're talking Borderlands 3. By 6 months, it'll be on Steam anyway. It's going on Steam in April 2020.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's on Steam, but usually, I bought a lot of these brand new games and stuff. They have a lot of problems and censorship and crap. I just get to a point like I don't want to pre-order it. It's like
there definitely won't be any censorship with Borderlands.
Yeah, they're not. They won't hit it for anything.
Because that's a part of the game's culture.
Yeah,
the fact that it's so edgy.
PlayStation might. They did it on
occasion. Sure, that might be the case. So just don't buy it on the PS4.
Yeah, just buy an Xbox.
Speak with your money. Yes. Vote with your wallet, my good friend.
Again, review. Wait till someone reviews the damn thing.
Xbox One. And you're talking to a guy that for this previous generation was almost all PlayStation. I bought PlayStation. Now I buy Xbox. Of course, I have a 4K television.
I know they're going to remove the censorship out. Just gotta wait when are they going to finally move it?
I'm going to wait an extra 6 months because I don't want to buy it on Epic.
I just wait till the review comes out and see, how well it runs on each of the consoles. Is the story base good? What's the rating on it as well? Because not all rating is going to be correspond with yours as well. You think, but someone said it might be a crappy game, but to you it might be a hidden gem. It's a fantastic game. I'm just gonna wait till that because a lot of games I get so far now, and I got so hyped for Fallout 76 and the games before and after, they all come like broken and these several patches. They have so many problems, microtransaction, a crap load of DLCs. No, I'm just gonna wait. I just wait and see, and see if this game's worth it to buy it or not.
That Borderlands 3 will be a microtransaction nightmare. And I hope to God that it isn't. That I don't know enough about it yet. We don't know enough about it, but I'm afraid that it could be. And like I said, don't forget your easy buttons. Don't forget your easy buttons. I'm just gonna post a video in chat, and here we go. So for all of you who think games are too easy or too hard, go look at that video. That was a video that Dark Titan Enterprises put up today. And it's a good video talking about don't be a crybaby about how hard games are. And if Down Phoenix is actually still in chat, Down Phoenix, I did see your video talking about how you feel about how hard games are and people complaining about it. And the video that Dark Titan Enterprises put up kind of agrees with your point. Down Phoenix put up a video some days ago talking about how he felt about the controversy behind putting an easy mode in certain games that are too hard, which we talked about earlier. But since he was in chat, I thought I'd bring that up because I did see that video that he put up. I don't know if he's still
there. Try Dark Souls or Bloodborne. You come tell us after that.
Games are easy. Only some.
If you want a real challenge, play Demon Souls.
No, you want? I actually have that on the PS3. You know what a real challenge is? A real challenge?
What?
Get on the play Tetris for 12 hours straight on the highest setting. See if you don't die.
Okay, so I guess you haven't ever. I guess you don't know who the man Jonas Neubauer is.
I know you talk to me, explain to me. You talk to me on the podcast. I'm just saying the hardest game. Oh. Not a lot of us will be able to handle that.
Well, Jonas Neubauer can.
Yes, I'm not.
And by the way,
Grim, we know he's one of your idols.
I thought
he's one of my idols.
I thought he got beaten by a kid, didn't he, on a tournament?
He did. He lost. Yeah. He lost in 2018, but he's won so many of them, and he did make it to the finals. Hold on, and you know what? He streams almost every night on Twitch.
Playing Tetris?
Different variants of Tetris, and they play other games too. But I watched him for 4 hours play. I watched him for 4 hours play Tetris 99 on the Switch. And by God, out of the 4 hours, he lost only once. Once he came in second in Tetris 99, he literally won. He took down the entire field, game after game after game after game. It was crazy. Just he murdered everyone. He was murdering everyone in Tetris 99. He must have won like 20, 25 games in a row. and that's pretty tough because I played a lot of Tetris 99.
I played Tetris. We still gotta play Tetris 99 and live stream that.
I'll play Tetris 99 and live stream it.
Yeah.
I think it's a really fun game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really great game, but it's just amazing. It was amazing to watch Jonas win that many in a row. I was kind of like beside myself. I couldn't believe it. I was like, he keeps winning. Damn. And he was just taking people out. He only lost once in that entire block of time that he was streaming.
I think the retro games are a lot more harder than the newer games, I'll say.
Well, that's a whole discussion in and of itself.
Yeah.
I mean, just in general, without thinking of specifics, maybe we can make that a topic for Sunday's podcast when we go on. You know, maybe think of specifics through the week, and then we can talk about them. But just in general, what do you think, Post? Do you think that is true? Do you think games are harder now, or games is harder then? I know you kind of touched on it earlier, Post, but overall, what's your opinion?
When the retro games came out, like Final Fantasy 1 and stuff like that, it was a lot harder back in those days because there was zero access to internet walkthroughs and stuff like that. But as of today, as they're coming out, they're definitely not quite as hard as they were back in the day.
Yeah, because I remember Castlevania. Even till now, first time tried playing live stream Castlevania, and I almost was at the last part until the game crashed, and I had to end the stream. I think you were there, weren't you, Grim?
Yeah.
I live streamed it, and it crashed. It was almost towards the end. I'm like, screw this. I heard horror stories about Ninja Gaiden and Strider, and I think those are
Ninja Gaiden, yo. That game was crazy.
The Nintendo Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3. You can play that on. I believe you can play that on the Nintendo Switch online now.
Are those part of the package? I don't know what's up there.
It's part of the package, I believe. It's in there. It's just that I heard nightmare stories about it, but I don't own it. I have it on the online thing. I can probably play it. It's just, just looking how it is and stuff. 2-3 hits, you're dead. Or like it's like, holy crap.
Have you guys ever played Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Symphony of Sorrow?
No, I played on the PS4.
I played tons of Symphony of the Night. I played that when it came out on the PlayStation originally.
What's your opinion on the new setting for Castlevania? It's in modern days, and Dracula's reincarnated to a nice person.
Geo's play those games are very easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reserve judgment till I know more about the story. And I mean, are they turning him into an anti-hero? Is that what the plan is? He's going in that direction?
No, the last two Castlevania games came out in the 3DS, and basically it's farther in the future. In between the first 3DS one and the last Castlevania, the Alucard changed his identity to a Japanese person. He dyed his hair black and everything, and now he works into this government organization in Japan. And the whole purpose of him doing this is because he had some hints and evidence pointing to Dracula being reincarnated into a different person. So he used his benefits in the government organization to find this reincarnation of his father. And he did, I forget the person's Japanese name, Dracula's new name. I forget it. He has white hair and everything. He's a high schooler. And he's watching over this reincarnation, and he's doing whatever he can to make sure he doesn't become evil and have the same thing happen to him as Dracula did that turned him into evil. So the whole first of this 3DS game is you're playing as this reincarnation of Dracula, and your best friend, this female high schooler that you went to school with, that later became a love interest, is him trying to find her because the cults that worship Dracula kidnapped her, and they want him to turn evil and basically rid the world of human civilization and stuff like that.
That sounds pretty fun.
I mean, it's interesting.
Well, we just gotta wait till that Castlevania collection out because we don't know what the last 4 games are going to be on it. It's gonna be a total of 8 Castlevania games. So it might come onto that collection. That'd be kind of cool if it does.
I'm hoping it comes with it too, but I don't know. What's the collection going to be on?
Nintendo Switch. I think it's digital, but I think it's most likely to be a Nintendo. I think it's gonna be an all console. But I'm getting it for a Nintendo Switch.
It's most likely not going to be on a Nintendo Switch then. It'll likely come out as an HD remaster, and they're going to have to change the mechanics around because it originally came out in the 3DS and it used the bottom screen a lot. So,
yeah,
they're going to have to change a lot of that.
Yeah, that's not a problem. They did allow like 3DS games into a port to the Wii U, and it's fine. Last time,
big ports, by the way. Twilight Princess and Wind Waker announced today remasters for the Switch.
I told you about this. On April 1st, Nintendo Direct, everything's going to be on the Switch. All the Zelda game is going to be Nintendo Switch.
That's an April Fool's joke.
Shh, Grim doesn't know that. All of it. He hates April Fools.
Oh, yeah, including Fallout 3, Fallout 76, 77, 78, 2019.
Even Pornhub.
Even Tinder. Tinder is going to be on the Switch.
Yes, Tinder's going to be on the Switch. But those 2 games were announced today.
The Link to the Past and the...
that they actually do exist, and they will be ported to the Switch.
Is it Link to the Past as well, right? Because Best Buy had a leak, like I think Link to the Past, and the I forgot the other one was we already know Metroid,
right. And we know this
is going to come.
So right, I'm sorry, I misrepresented it. It wasn't announced. It was found out by a Best Buy leak.
Yeah.
Best Buy France accidentally posted the pre-orders for these games on their webpage.
I care less about those ports. I want a Minish Cap on a Switch.
Oh, the GBA game.
Yeah. That was so underrated, but it was one of the better Legends of Zelda games.
I liked it. I played it a long time ago. I thought it was good.
I have it on my Wii U.
You have Minish Cap on your Wii U? Useless?
Yes. It's in the hard drive still.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have a Wii Useless with a hard drive. You must be the only one.
No, I put a 32 ST card in there, and I call it the hard drive.
Oh, the hard drive. But you do know that the U in Wii U stands for useless.
No, it stands for you're useless.
That doesn't make any sense. The words don't match.
Grim, it doesn't matter. Whatever you say to me is also going to affect you even harder.
How's that? How's that? What is
because I'm gonna go after that one toe of yours.
My one toe?
Yeah.
I have 10 toes.
No, that one toe that you dropped the can on.
I don't know if anyone else knows what you're talking about. Inside jokes don't work well in an open podcast.
That is true. It's only for me to enjoy, not for you all.
Not that it's anything embarrassing.
Yeah.
I dropped a can on my toe when I was talking to him on the phone.
Yeah.
But how is anyone else going to know that, Lance? That's my point.
They're
if we're in an open podcast, I'm just saying.
Did
you ever read those? And we have 30 people listening to us. How the hell are they going to know what you're talking about? That's all I'm asking.
Remember, these ideas, goals, and transfer into those fan fictions. They'll have a fan fiction just by us and us alone, and we'll be.
There is already a shipping of you two. Huh? It's called #Grints. Can I get a #Grints in the chat?
Sure.
Oh wait, where's that hashtag? Who started that hashtag?
I started it.
Yeah, #Grits. You're gonna have a baby called Grits. I'll be a fan fiction of us.
Well,
the forms and everything.
I know Lance needs to get off soon, so I just want to say, anyone that's out there, anyone listening, I hope that you are going to come on Sunday, listen to us speak again, and rejoice in the fact that we have selected and are forcing the post-apocalyptical gamer as now one of our permanent co-hosts on the Sunday night show.
I told him that you're gonna have to give Post cookies for it.
Yeah, he did tell me I'm gonna have to send you cookies.
Yeah.
I don't need cookies anyway.
Hope you like.
There you go. So I win. I don't have to send anything, Lance. You
Don't
lose.
worry, I'll send him some oatmeal raisins with extra cinnamon. Because I'm evil.
The viewers will never know what it's like to talk to our personal librarian.
Yes, what's with this great librarian? Is he going to give me the list of the Magic the Gathering books?
You want a list of Magic the Gathering books to read?
Yeah, Ashley wants to start.
Those books are expensive.
There's only like 8 or 9 of them, though.
No, there's more than that. There's like I read it since the Odyssey. Then I got some of the older ones.
There's only 8 or 9 that came with the fat packs.
Yeah, I know they're actually pretty cheap. They're like $1 to $2 on eBay.
That's all.
Yeah, paper book.
And they're gonna start back with them again, but not in fat pack form.
Yeah.
The War of the Spark will have one, the first of the new line.
I remember they used to buy like a deck with the books, and before then they were just individual books. The fat pack didn't came until way later on. I used to have them.
No,
I used to have a lot of Magic Gathering books.
They've had fat packs, correct me if I'm wrong, since 10th edition Magic. So they've been around a long time, but they've looked a lot different. The fat packs kind of changed their configuration and what they came in, what the box was, over the years. And of course, fat packs technically don't exist anymore. They're called bundles, excuse me, not fat packs.
Well, we call you a fat pack. How about that?
Even though there's still not a reason to call it fat pack. And
yeah, the books came out for 10th edition all the way to Shadowmoor. Shadowmoor was the last fat pack that included it.
I stopped buying Magic the Gathering book when Meriden, the set of Meriden ended. Because that was for the time when I had to, was making life choices and going into service. And I sold all my Magic the Gathering books. And so I got to start rebuying all of them again.
I can't wait till they start releasing new novels. I liked the novels. I thought some of them were pretty good.
Mm-hmm. You should make a novel. Not the novel for your channel and stuff. I mean like a module for Dungeons and Dragons, so we can play it.
So I do have Dungeons and Dragons, a Starfinder, and a Pathfinder version of the Mega Corporation.
So when are we going to start Starfinder? We were hearing every Tuesdays.
Yes.
And Tuesdays.
Yes. And of course, because of how sick I am, it became, it was just difficult getting the energy together to do it and to prepare the modules. So we did make some progress with the doctors, and we found something else wrong with me that is correctable. Really bad vitamin deficiency. Something that is
Starfinder is not going to be kid friendly though, right?
We're just going to record it, and I just edit it and put it up.
It's going to be NSFW, not safe for work.
That's fine. So, I'll still post it. I'll just edit the stuff out that we need to edit out.
That's fine. That's fine. It's going to be not safe for work. But so anyway, I'm on the road to fixing this problem that's giving me this terrible fatigue over the last 6 months. But we do need to find a couple more players and then move on.
We should get Esfera to come.
It's remember he works at that store, so it's tough. I'm trying to get him
you say he was trying to get
trying to get someone to work for him to play the Thursday night Pathfinder game, but I don't. That is out for me. Grim Monolith, sub and like all of the videos on Dark Titan Enterprises. Check me out on the Titans Table podcast where we ramble about Magic the Gathering, and I'll see you on Sunday. Or maybe yelling at Lance, or maybe yelling at Lance in his streams when he plays Minecraft, which I do. I will call and annoy the crap out of him.
Well, it's a 50-50 chance. Either you watch Star Wars or movies, or you call me.
That's correct. Sometimes I do both, and then you complain. Copyright strike. You're watching a movie. Shut it off.
Yeah.
Shut it off.
Yeah. Anyone anything you want to add, Post, before we end it?
Nope, that's all.
Well, Post, why don't you give yourself a little outro? Post-apocalyptic gamer.
We'll
The
come
great-
over to your house and steal all your money.
The new co-host to the Sunday night podcast show on the Ashley and Lancelot show.
Hey, Lance, good luck getting through my safe.
What's your safe made out of?
Steel, I
How
guess.
thick of steel you're talking about?
About 5 to 6 inch thick.
Okay. Any racing or any kind of mechanics that are electronic mechanics involved?
No electronics.
It's just a big hunk of steel then, right?
Yeah.
I can destroy that.
It's the double bar setup, so even if you break the hinges, it'll still stay on.
No, I'm not going to break the hinges, or I'm not going to go in the safe. I'm just going to obliterate it. So if I do destroy it, nothing inside will survive.
Nothing at all, ever?
Oh, you might have a piece of here and there might survive or damage, but probably destroyed. Like you say, I bet you can't get in the safe. Okay, I just destroyed the whole thing.
True. All right, everyone, we are signing off.
Mm-hmm.
See you Sunday.
Right. Bye-bye.